Reagan here, back again. Um, Pretty much said fuck right here lately. Um, I'm the type of person, man, I'll let a lot of stupid shit get to me, but it's not even worth it anymore. See, online on Facebook, try to fit in with all these writers and stuff, but I should have known a long time ago that I wasn't welcome into their circle and stuff. And this ain't about talking shit about anybody. For a long time, I fed into a lot of stupid bullshit that was probably created in my own mind. But it's stupid to sit there and talk shit about these people, man. Things are how they are, and like somebody said before, this life ain't meant for everybody. And I'm starting to believe that it's definitely not meant for me. um, so basically, I just gave up, you know. Um, just because I'm trying to call this little peace treaty and sitting there agreeing that I'm no longer going to say anything about anybody and all this bullshit. It does not mean that they won and I backed out or any of that. It just means I don't give a fuck. I was being stupid, and I admit that. Um, it's all a bunch of little games anyway, like kids games, and I thought it was pretty funny, but it's not for me. Anyway, I got a little story here that I'm gonna read that nobody's gonna give a fuck about, but it explains a whole. I think it explains a whole lot about just everything that I'm going through. And like the story says, another reason why I want to stop this shit is because I keep saying the same shit over and over again. If you read one Robert Reagan story, then you've read them all. I'm sick of that shit. Basically, I've said everything there is that I've got to say. Writing these days is all about being super intelligent and questioning existence, and just it's just not what it was whenever I got into it. This whole thing's got me where I don't even like to read a book. I don't like to listen to music anymore, hardly, because everything revolved around writing. Everything, entertainment-wise, anyway. Like I said, like the last, like the last video I made when I read that little piece that got me kicked out of that group and all this shit. I was trying to damn start stuff just because I wanted people to damn come at me. I wanted to damn be in the feud, but none of them's worth fucking with. They don't respect me, and so be it. Nobody has to. Hell, I don't even respect me. But one thing I can do is just keep my motherfucking mouth shut and just stay out of all that shit. Most times when I write now, if I ever do, it's gonna be kept right here for me. Just because that's what heals me in life, is to do that. But as far as them trying to put it out there for somebody else to see, that's over with. And basically, I ain't even doing it anymore because it's all the same thing. This piece that I'm gonna read right here, I'm sure some people's gonna be like, oh, he just said that he's not talking shit about anybody, and then his story is talking shit about people. Well, Take it however the fuck you want. Anyway, I'm gonna read the motherfucker. Fuck this shit. I like to laugh and fucking have fun with writing. And just all these better than thou people have just fucking ruined it for me. No fun in it anymore. But anyway, here's the piece. The story. Nothing left to say. Ben saw his only true friend get handcuffed and taken away. He never had much time to listen to his stories, but this guy told Ben he needed to stick with it. There was no future in what they were doing. Making all that money sometimes meant losing your freedom. Ben, always pessimistic, told Jeff nobody cared about his writing. He said, "I'm just a regular guy, and these days nobody cares about everyday life anymore." Ben explained how you had to be a genius and talk about religion and politics. Of course he wrote about those things too, but Ben wanted to make people laugh. Other times he wanted to shock and scare them or just talk about love. That stuff no one would ever publish. It was never about the money. Ben just wanted people to mention his name in writing circles without talking about his horrible grammar. There were so many things he wanted out of this life, so many things he would never achieve. Towards the end, Ben could only write stories about writing. How he was the hated underdog who would never be accepted by these boring fakes. Ben always had to mention how he loved writing with a passion like no other. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cared about his whining and feeling sorry for himself. He only hated other writers because they were published and he wasn't. Someone even watched his writing off the bathroom stall where he self-published. Fuck it. Jeff was wrong. Maybe being a criminal was his true calling. If all he could do was write about being a stupid, shitty writer, well, this stupid writer wouldn't write shit anymore. After all, his name was mentioned in these outlaw circles. Maybe he was a storyteller, but Ben was much more talented when it came to stealing someone's stash and smoking what he didn't flip. Lowlives talked about him. "Oh man, watch out for that one. He'll stab you in the back and take your shit." Thugs wanted to be this ruthless. Jeff tried to tell him it would all backfire. Ben knew it when he watched these crooked cops take his best friend away on a warrant. No seatbelt in the open container was nothing, but it gave them time to sit him down while they piled up more bullshit to throw at him. Before Ben could get up the bail money, they'd already charged him with possession of a firearm by a felon. That meant starting a violent fundraiser. At the time, Ben was still living off of dreams, and left Jeff there to face the music. The song was a sad one. Ben burned all his fantasy worlds on paper. He was God to his characters, and it all ended with fire and brimstone. His life began again, back in the clutches of trouble. He just had to stay out of it, while he followed that dark path meant for him to travel. Ben was tired of always writing these little criminal stories too. Those writers who judged him on Facebook couldn't relate to that type of stuff. They never drove around with a price on their head or worried about agents kicking in their door. If this was all he could write, then fuck it. Before this, it was his hatred for writing about love when he'd forgotten how to feel love. In his new sinister frame of mind, he definitely couldn't make anyone laugh. Actually, nothing was funny anymore. Basically, Ben said everything there was to say. So it was over. No more wasting ink in the late night. No more feeling that power surge through his veins when he created something. Yet Ben said everything there was for him to say, and no one could remember any of it. From time to time, he still got online and read other people's stuff. With them, you never knew who you were reading. It didn't matter to Ben. He was always himself until he committed suicide, killing the ignorant writer that once rested in his bones. So what if he quit? Nobody read his stupid ramblings anyway. There was no time to read his less than mediocre bullshit with so much high art circulating through the net. Some of them would take a break from questioning their existence. Yeah, they tried pieces about guns, drugs, and living tough lives of poverty, safe in the comfort of their fancy homes. It was the closest to fiction they ever got. Well, Ben lived that shit. If he could run into just one of them, he put it on his best friend locked away that he would smack the shit out of one of these pussy boys. They needed to stick to their new religions and all their big talk. No, as a matter of fact, they could say whatever they wanted. After all, that's what writing used to be about. They could have that life. Besides, Ben had nothing left to say. Just like all of my stories, I think that absolutely fucking sucked. But you see why people are gonna say that it was a diss story. But this is the way I see it. And if anybody's feeling to get hurt, then fuck them. Yeah. Just don't know what to say about all this anymore. I basically let a damn bunch of heartless, I don't even know what to call them, but I basically let a bunch of heartless people who think they're above everyone run me out of what I love. And that's fine with me, man. Because I've been sick of it for a long time. But as far as taking cheap shots and saying this and that about people, that's probably going to be the last anybody ever hears of that. As far as talking about criminal activity and love and trying to make people laugh, that shit ain't working no more either, so just giving up. Actually, I'm hoping, damn, that all this is a little phase and that I'm just stressing this shit too bad, and hoping one day that it's gonna all come back to me, because I am actually a little bit deeper than what these people think I am. Bet they wouldn't even know how many times I've had people tell me in a private message, man, fuck Facebook. Why don't you just send your stuff out to publishers, man? Why are you trying to be Facebook famous? Well, that's basically because I don't believe, I'm just like all them. I don't believe my shit I ever do a motherfucking thing. But it is nice, and I appreciate everybody that told me that. It kept me going for a long time. But none of these people would ever believe that someone told Robert Reagan that. Anyway, I don't got nothing to say. I'm just sitting here just burning inside. And that's exactly what these motherfuckers want. Man, oh man. If I was on my game, if I didn't have this writer's block the way I do, things would come to me like they were a couple of months ago. You already know I'd be still right right in the middle of this bullshit, feeding into it, throwing stuff out there to try to hurt people's feelings. But actually, a while back I decided I wanted to try to uplift somebody with this stuff, man, and quit trying to tear people down. But ain't no bringing nobody down, no uplifting anyone. Oh well. Anyway, this is Robert Reagan. Might be back again. Who cares? Fuck it. Later.